Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing, and what's circulating now could be a game changer for the Green Bay Packers. Word is that Jeffrey Simmons, the dominant defensive tackle from the Tennessee Titans, might soon be wearing the green and gold. That's right, a blockbuster trade is reportedly in the works, with Simmons heading to Lambeau Field in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2027 draft. If this deal goes through, it could be a pivotal moment for the Packers, one that might reshape their defense and solidify their position as serious contenders in the NFC. Now, let's back up a bit. Simmons has been a force on the defensive line since entering the league. He's a player that every Packers fan would love to see anchoring the interior of their defensive front. With a career tally of 245 tackles, 23 sacks, 9 forced fumbles, and a PFF grade of 90. In 2024, Simmons has proven time and again that he's not just a gap filler, he's a game wrecker. In 2025, even with some injury setbacks, he still managed impressive numbers. In 11 games, Simmons logged 28 solo tackles, 25 assists, 53 total, 5 sacks, 32 sack yards, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. His EPA per snap of +0. 16 and a pressure rate of 14% show just how disruptive he can be, even when limited by a knee injury that kept him to 75% of the snaps in Week 3. The Titans are currently in a bit of a rebuild mode, especially on defense, after a rough 4-7 season where they were leaking points, an average of 25, 6 points per game. Their run defense was one of the league's worst, allowing 138 rushing yards per game, and they've struggled to generate consistent pressure with just 31 sacks allowed on the year. Sources close to the league suggest that the Titans are open to trading Simmons largely because they're trying to clear cap space and rebuild from the ground up. The team's management is reportedly skeptical about Will Levis, their rookie quarterback, with an EPA of -0. 10 per pass, indicating they're prioritizing picks for a future quarterback and a fresh rebuild after the Vrabel era. Meanwhile, the Packers, sitting comfortably at 8-3, are eyeing ways to strengthen their front seven, especially against heavy rushing teams. Their defense has been decent but inconsistent, allowing around 115 rushing yards per game and giving up 1 points per contest. Adding Simmons would be a massive upgrade, transforming their interior line from a decent unit to a true force. Simmons, paired with Kenny Clark, could form one of the most formidable duos in the NFL, and if the trade happens, Packers fans can expect a significant bump in their pass rush and run defense. Imagine Simmons in the Packers' defensive line, wreaking havoc alongside Clark and others, creating pressure that leads to turnovers and stops. This trio could combine for 12 or more sacks, pushing the Packers' pressure percentage over 40%, a huge jump from their current 33%. Their opponents' points per game could drop from 1 to around 17, making life a nightmare for opposing offenses. The run defense would also see a major boost, with yards per rush allowed dropping from 4.0 to around 3.2, similar to the impact Aaron Donald had on the Rams' defense in 2025, which saw the Rams' run defense become one of the league's best, limiting opponents to 160 fewer rushing yards per game. This upgrade wouldn't just be about stopping the run. It would elevate the entire defense to a top 5 unit, increasing their EPA per rush by roughly 25% and significantly reducing forced turnovers. Tackles for loss could see an increase of about 11 per game, and the low YAC allowed, around 3.8 yards, would make it even tougher for opponents to extend plays. Against balanced teams like the Lions, who generate 150 rushing yards per game, this kind of interior strength is exactly what the Packers need to start dominating on defense. And if we look at the bigger picture, adding Simmons would have a ripple effect across the team's entire approach. With Jordan Love at quarterback, who's been showing steady improvement with an EPA of +0.12 per pass, the offense would be better able to capitalize on the defense's improved stops. The interior offensive line, already playing at an elite level, would benefit from the extra pressure on opposing defensive fronts, especially against loaded fronts heavy on blitzes and run-stopping schemes. Simmons' presence could increase their efficiency by around 15%, similar to the impact Vita V had on the Buccaneers' playoff run in 2024, when his disruptive presence helped the Bucs contain some of the league's best offenses. Looking ahead, this move could have a real impact on the Packers' playoff prospects. The Super Bowl odds would shift dramatically. Currently, Green Bay sits at plus 1,200 to win it all, but with Simmons on board, those odds could tumble to plus 600 or even plus 500, depending on how quickly the team can gel. In the NFC, their chances would improve from plus 600 to maybe plus 300, making them a serious threat to teams like the Eagles or 49ers, especially if they can leverage Simmons' pass-rushing ability to create more chaos on the field. This could be a defining moment for the Green Bay Packers, echoing past trades like when the Rams acquired Ndamukong Suh and turned their defense into a playoff and Super Bowl winning unit. Simmons could be that kind of catalyst for the Packers, anchoring a defense that's been just a step away from elite for a few seasons now. His addition would send a message to the rest of the league that Green Bay is not just rebuilding but reloading, ready to make a deep playoff run and chase that elusive Super Bowl title once again. The fans are buzzing, and rightfully so. A move like this could be the spark that ignites a new era of Packers dominance, especially in the cold, harsh winters of Lambeau Field, where defense has always been a hallmark. Simmons' proven track record, combined with the Packers' current trajectory and their need for interior disruption, makes this trade not just a rumor but a potential game-changer. If it happens, look for Green Bay to emerge as one of the most feared defenses in the league, capable of shutting down even the most potent offenses. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Of course, fans will be eager to see how this unfolds in the coming days. The NFL trade deadline is always a wild ride, and the possibility of Simmons donning the Packers' green and gold adds an extra layer of excitement. Will the Titans agree to part ways with their star? Will Brian Gutekunst and his staff pull the trigger on what could be a franchise-altering deal? Everything points toward yes, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, the potential acquisition of Simmons is a bold statement, a declaration that the Packers are serious about contending now and for years to come. Imagine the impact in the playoffs. A defensive line with Simmons, Clark, and an improved front seven would be a nightmare for any quarterback, especially in cold December and January games at Lambeau. Their ability to generate pressure and stuff the run would be unparalleled. This would also boost their chances of forcing turnovers, creating more short fields for the offense, and ultimately putting Green Bay in a position to make a deep run towards Super Bowl LVII. The NFC is competitive, no doubt, but with Simmons in the fold, the Packers could be the team nobody wants to face come postseason. And let's not forget, this move would be part of a larger narrative of the Packers reestablishing their identity as a fierce, defensive-minded team. The legacy of their dominant defenses in the past, those legendary units that could suffocate opponents and control games, is something fans hold dear. Simmons' addition could help rekindle that spirit, bringing back the mentality that in Lambeau you better bring your best game or go home. It's about instilling a culture of relentless pressure, physicality, and playmaking, which has been somewhat elusive in recent seasons but could be rediscovered with him. So, Green Bay fans, get ready. The NFL landscape is shifting, and your team might be right in the middle of it. The potential trade for Jeffrey Simmons isn't just a move for the present. It's an investment in the future, a statement of intent that the Packers are here to contend and to compete at the highest level. With the right pieces falling into place, Lambeau Field could once again become a fortress of defensive dominance, and Simmons might be the piece that unlocks that next chapter. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.